Williams now faces 2 counts of vehicular assault. Deputies say Williams was behind the wheel of a car that ran a stoplight and hit another car at West Galbraith and Daly Roads the day after the shooting. Kasim Dixon was a passenger in Williams' car. Dixon is one of 2 people charged with aggravated murder in the death of little Demaya Barton Pickens. And the facial tattoos on Kasim Dixon are hard to miss and are a hard reality for people who have been incarcerated. Many of the tattoos on Dixon's face have common meanings for those in prison. Many former inmates say they are one of the causes of the gun violence that is happening nearly every day. Our David Winter has spent the past several months investigating the ongoing violence on our streets. And David, like so many others, I have to say, I noticed those tattoos and wondered what all of that was about.
Yeah, well, former inmates will tell you that they are supposed to make an impression. When I saw Kasim Dixon in court, I had a lot of questions. What do the different symbols mean on his face? Aside from decoration, why do people get tattoos on their faces? And could they be adding to the gun violence on our streets?
I ended up, getting sentenced to 10 years in Florida.
Matthew Rodriguez is getting his neck tattoo removed. He originally got it to cover bullet wounds he got while living the life. He did 8.5 years of a 10-year sentence for burglary and selling stolen goods. He got all of his tattoos in prison. We asked him to interpret the tattoos on Kasim Dixon's face, like the end on his eyelids.
You got to think where it is. It's on his eyelids. You're only going to read that when his eyes are closed. Maybe it signifies death.
TTG.
What's that for?
It's trying to go.
Nicholas Dean got his tattoos in jail. He says the tattoo between Dixon's eyes represents a bullet hole, probably to show he's not afraid of death. Dean, by the way, is getting his hand tattoos removed.
What does it mean for you to get this stuff removed?
It means for a new life, a new start, so I can clear up my old past and possibly get a professional job and, not have to look down every time and remind me of, the lifestyle I grew up in.
Tori Lucan is an example of how removing facial tattoos can change a life. Here are his before and after pictures. He says facial tattoos are a defense mechanism.
It's an intimidation factor. If I got a guy here, if I have 2 people that look exactly the same, and one of them is covered in tattoos and one of them isn't, if you're looking for someone to mess with, which one's going to be your target?
The one without the tattoos.
Exactly. So it's an intimidation factor. It's also it's kind of like war paint.
Yeah, the before and after picture of that last fella, absolutely astounding. A couple more things I learned from former inmates today. A teardrop can mean the number of years that you have in prison. So if you have a teardrop beneath your eye, it could mean 5 years, 2 teardrops, 10 years. If you have a heart, like Kasim does in this picture, that could mean losing a loved one to a murder. Now, drips at the corner of the mouth, you can see here, that commonly is known as being money hungry. Some of the former inmates with whom we spoke today said getting tattoos removed is one of the solutions to the gun violence happening on our streets. If you have tattoos all over your face and over your hands, you are much less likely to get a decent job and more likely to turn to the streets to make money. When you are living that life, the former inmates say gun violence will find you. Fix the poverty and you fix a lot of the gun violence. By the way, that nonprofit Tattoo Removal Inc. is in Covington. They remove non-concealable inmate tattoos for free. Back to the desk.
It's interesting, David. I mean, if you think about it, even our clothing is meant to send a message. Now, you can find a link to Tattoo Removal Inc. on our website. They are funded through donations and paying customers who want their non-prison tattoos removed.
Hey there. Yeah, you could stop watching right now, but let's be honest, you don't want to do that. Hit the links or click subscribe to see more amazing content from all of us here at Local 12.